You know, a lot of our projects don't turn out exactly the way we planned them.
What are we doing out here anyway? I mean, it's sun shining, there's no wind. What's going on?
Well, there's still wind, but we had an idea where we're driving a well with percussion driving a well. And it's still a good idea. But we were thinking, you know, that thing weighs about 80 pounds. We're picking it up with a rope, so it's a lot easier. But we're going to have to pick it up and down about 2,000-3,000 times. So Dad had this great idea to use well, we'll show you. All right. Well, as you can see, we're having a percussion drill.
That looks heavy, Darren.
You know, we were doing some thinking through the week. We kind of do this on a Saturday every weekend, and we thought, you know what? That's heavy, and we're going to have to pick that up maybe 2,000-3,000 times.
Are you saying we're lazy? Is that what you're trying to tell people?
I'm trying not to say it in those words. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, because that sounds like a lot of work.
You know, when you get elderly like Darren, things like that happen, you know, not young like me, you know.
So what my game plan is, let's first clear out the hole. So now I'm gonna...
Is that a pair of post hole diggers over there?
That's my PhD right there.
Proper human diet?
Proper human diet. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna put this on the ground. Watch out for your pop.
You mean we won't get to pull the heavy rope? And
we
the
still
heavy...
might have to pull the heavy rope. Our thinking is we have an idea with one of Dad's inventions, one of those pumps. We call it
what's the name of this new pump?
Cherry Bomb pump. Because it's kind of going to do the same thing as what we should have never done with a cherry bomb in a toilet. Should have a lot of...
Are you saying there's an explosion
I
involved?
would say it releases a lot of energy in a fast time. There we go.
How do you keep the cherry bomb's lid in it?
Well, actually, it's a fuse. Oh, no. I mean, I wouldn't know. I mean, I've heard of people doing things like that.
Okay, well, folks, we'll show you what it is here in just a second, but that's our name for it.
But first, post hole digs. Who doesn't want to see a lot of video of that?
I want to see it. There's no telling what Chinese person will come up, maybe.
Come up and be like, hey, man.
It could be a South African or something. I mean, you might miss China.
I'd say my geography might be a little off.
If you hit a snowman, you'll know, a polar bear, you'll know. A snowman might be interesting too, but if he's mobile, I might worry a lot.
Yeah.
Is it getting colder yet down in that hole?
There we go.
It's probably not going to hit Alaska then.
I'd say my directions aren't that good.
Folks, it's hard to entertain while digging a post hole. Okay, why are we digging the post hole, Darren?
You told me to.
Oh, well, that's a good reason.
I hope there is a good reason.
I hope I put those roots in the right place down in that deep hole so you'll have something to... I can't make it look too easy.
Right at the end of the handle range.
What we're doing, folks, is we're going to dig this as deep as we can mechanically, and then we're going to try one of my new inventions called the cherry bomb pump that runs on compressed air and a little bit of water to make it sloshy down in the bottom to make the clay go away. And it's going to be self-digging if we get this thing to work.
If it works right, it'll be a lot easier.
And this is a new invention, folks. We've never tried it. We have no clue, but I did a lot of research, and I've had several similar pumps that did work.
And did similar things that we want it to do. But this is a new design.
Folks, if this works, it's for the lazy man way to dig a well.
I don't think anybody's like, hey, can I work harder?
And Darren, I don't know, for some reason, has not been accused of overworking. He's not had anybody say, hey, put that glass of ice water down. That's too much work for you. So I think probably what he's going to do is try to make it a little easier on me watching him work. Because he knows that me watching him work tires me out.
When I look tired, he just tuckers Dad right out.
And if I get it to where he doesn't have to work so hard, I won't be so tired at the end of the day. Now, I didn't count the number of post hole dirt clods brought out of there, but I didn't think anybody was interested.
Through the magic of editing, Dad'll know.
If you see something move down the very bottom, tell me about it, will you?
Well, you'll notice that by me running.
I wondered where that scared look on your face comes from occasionally.
They say, if I'm running, you want to be ahead of me.
This is an Oklahoma hole, folks. And that's a post hole digger. Oh, I figured out all you need to make a hole in the ground is just take the dirt out. It's not hard. I mean, a lot of people figured that out, I've noticed, Darren.
The math of it's pretty easy.
It's either that or buy an old well and cut it up into post holes. I'm trying to help you with these things.
I see. Keep you motivated.
Folks, is watching him work getting everybody tired? I may
There's
get
some
a
red
chair.
dirt.
Can I get a chair to watch this?
Actually,
Okay, here he goes. We've got that down almost, maybe
Almost
a couple
handle.
feet. He's going to
Almost
say, he was going to say 3 feet, so I made it 2.
always motivational.
I like to be motivational in my speaking here. He's taking the stuff out of his pockets. That phone was too heavy for him to.
I'm moving around with it, man.
I heard a clink sound that didn't sound good. That was the, I hope that was just the post hole diggers.
Yep. It's that metal plate.
I guess we're misadvertising that because it's actually a well driller, you know, digger at this time.
Well, hopefully I don't have to buy
But
another
that's
tool.
what it's called. So, but we wasn't misadvertising what it was.
Well, there's some
That's
roots
called
in that one.
knocking the dirt off the end of the post hole diggers.
High tech.
We've hit clay, folks. Now, our only worry actually with this digger is, will it liquefy clay? Well, see some other dirt mixed with it. Now, the reason we like clay is it holds water and it makes a shaft that doesn't collapse. What we don't like about clay is we may have to use that heavy object and drop in the bottom of it to get through the clay layer because we don't know if our well driller will liquefy the clay or
that
not.
much clay. We have an idea that the
If
well
it-
driller will. The cherry
Folks,
bomb pump.
if my
won't
new
work.
invention doesn't work, I'm going to blame it all on Darren. He's used to that. Well, that looks like some other material there.
Yeah.
Made from the side, though. Folks, I told him to make it exactly 4 inches wide, but it looks to be a foot or so. I'm wondering if he's keeping the dimensions the way it should be. Maybe you could just hand drill the well, you know. Is that thing bent or?
Yeah. I have to straighten her out.
Folks, what he's doing is bending the handles because they were bent.
They're bent out. So I'm not trying to bend them in just
But we're close, I think.
I think we're about where the angles are going to make it where we have to start our other stuff. Let's look here.
Why don't you take a couple more just to see if you
Yeah.
can get it deep you can.
And that's when I took the phone out. I didn't want it at the bottom of this hill, or the whole hill. All right. I
Okay.
think it's about time to start building the pump.
Alrighty. Tell what it is.
All right. Well, I'm going to grab our cement here.
Well, what's that in your hand? It looks
That.
blue.
Is a cherry bomb pump.
Well, it's supposed to be red then.
And the reason why it's blue, there's a good reason for it. we had the most filament of blue on that printer, and I didn't want to have to change out colors.
Okay, folks, it is a cherry bomb pump, and the next one will be red, but that one is blue because he didn't have the right color filament.
Because the red was low, and I didn't want to change out the rolls.
What I did on a 3D printer is I made a whole bunch of combinations of past successful pumps that we've made, and we also made this one a digger. So when we hook it all up, it should dig the hole, explode on the bottom part of it so that it will knock out clay and everything, and then it will pump out by air all of the mud. What's that piece of white thing in your hand?
Well, we're going to put 3 10-foot pieces of pipe on our new cherry bomb pump. You know, blue cherry.
Well, it's a real explosion thing, folks.
It's really going to, it
does explode with the air pressure.
It does have a, what do you call it? A really quick pressure change. So I think that is the definition of an explosion.
It creates an explosion, and there is also a vacuum that it creates. So hopefully both of those will dig us the well. But you can see it's gigantic here, a gigantic wheel drill, as opposed to this heavy thing that we were going to use. And we may have to still use that to get through that clay.
We might.
And if so, we'll worry about Darren getting tired lifting that 100-pound weight up and down, but
yeah, I don't think
I'll get a comfortable chair. So I know folks were concerned about me getting tired holding the camera.
He has a tripod, don't even worry about it. He'll just set it up.
Well, I could, that way it wouldn't, folks would be concerned about me getting tired, I'm sure.
That is the #1 comment.
Did you notice how much we worry about Darren and the way he does stuff and things?
I'm putting a primer in it, and I'm going to glue it. I want to just try to make this connection as solid as possible, because in theory, we may just leave the pump down there.
That's what our idea, folks, is to leave that pump, cherry bomb pump at the bottom. We're going to put a 4-inch pipe that is going to go over it, so it'll case it as it goes. And then we're going to leave it at the bottom if everything works right. And we'll have our pump ready to go. And when we finish drilling, it'll be ready to pump water without us having to put a casing in. Now that's the theory. And if it goes wrong, Darren's always there handy to blame.
Obviously, I didn't think it out enough. But no, even if it doesn't, we were really talking about it. Let's say it can't handle any really clay, and it can't handle really any kind of pebbles or anything. If it could just save us from picking up that, it's lighter than that, it'd take us less time to put it down once. If it takes away half of those picking up and drops,
I think laziness,
it's a great idea.
I think laziness has creeped in, is what he's saying.
Yeah. Let's start with this one. Since they're all 1-inch pipes, it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to make sure I overdo the glue, because we made this part and we made it a little bit over.
I don't think he was pointing at me, did you folks?
No,
I don't think that
well, to be honest, if you have the choice between two where glue will solve your problem, or you make it too small and it won't work at all.
What happened, folks, is I made it too small several times, and I had to put a little bit of figuring on that, because 2 millimeters is the width of the head of that printer, and that was always about 2 millimeters too small. So I figured I'll fudge it a little bit more, so that's why it's a little looser than normal.
I'm just going to hold it until it's hardened. We've got the fast drying wet and dry glue. We did that on purpose. You know what? I think this might be a smarter idea.
We've never had smarter come into play before, but somebody must have told him what to do there.
That way.
It'll always be pressure on it.
And all we got after that is time. That's a little bit of rope. Hey, Pop, you want? Well, that's not there. There we go. There we go.
What we're going to do is put it to that IBC taupe while it dries, and then we just make sure that it's good and firm. It's still wiggling, Darren. Do you think we got the wrong kind of glue?
No.
It may be the PVC, PETG is what we're using. We're hoping that glue will adhere to it.
It should. And I'm also thinking time will be our friend.
Did you bring the battery operated drill motor?
I did. And I might even have the fitting on me.
Okay.
Not too big.
I will. Okay, Darren, what are we doing?
Well, this is the first time we were using a PLA as a filament for our 3D printing, and we heard PETG was better, stronger, and handled outside better, UV lights, things like that. We're having a little bit of trouble, and it may just be we're jumping the gun, but we're having a little bit of problem with the glue adhering to the pipe and the pump. We might just be jumping the gun. We got the wet dry glue. It's supposed to get hot. So we're thinking it'll seal up. I just over gooped it. I don't care how it looks. I'll be in the bottom of a well. I just want it to be solid. But it still wiggled a little more than we wanted it to. So we're a little concerned. So what we're going to do is put them all in, let the weight of the pipe hold them in, and give it a little bit of time and see if it solidifies.
Darren, you're doing something with that yellow piece of
Steel here?
there.
Well, I'm going to mark.
Well, we know the end of it's 10 foot. I'll
Well,
just take a wild guess.
Actually, it's taller than that because you weren't thinking about the pump.
That's true. That's true.
In fact, I'm going to make 10 foot here.
Got 3 times the chance of seeing that.
Yeah. 10.
He likes to count, folks.
7. All right.
He's got optimistic. He thinks he can get that.
Well, there was a slight sign that made me feel optimistic.
All right, folks, I'm going to show you what the sign was that made him feel like we might hit water. Down in this hole right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that sparkling stuff down in there hole is all water.
And we
it's
didn't
about-
add any water yet.
I'm thinking 3 feet deep there. It may be a little deeper. We've already
So?
hit water.
Here we go.
So that's why we're optimistic of being able to hit water.
Since we already hit water. Now it's surface water. And
I'm
the worst
saying
kind
it's
of
water, folks. It could be we've drilled into an oil well pipe, but I'm hopeful it's water.
All right, I'm gonna help keep this up with the hoist we already have. Dad, if you'll put a hand right
I
here just for
will.
a sec.
See, I'm useful for something, he says.
Now I'll put lost my readers there.
You want to put one of those tidy things on it?
I think so.
He dropped his glasses, folks. He may be able to find the ground without the glasses.
There is that problem.
You know, usually ground catches most of the stuff he drops.
Almost every time.
He tries to go get away from that law, you know, gravity, but a lot of times it catches
It's
up with
strictly enforced.
it. I've heard that. I don't know where the gravity police are, though. I've never
I
gotten
know.
a ticket.
But they're always there. Every time I think, oh, that ain't gonna fall.
I've said that a lot of times as I was getting up. Remember the time I went out on the ice? And I said, it's not that slick behind the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went out there, and the next thing I was doing, I was admiring the clouds.
I mean, it's always good to nature watch.
Well, I watched several clouds go over. You know, it's hard to get up dignified when you fall down like that.
No, it's really not even possible, I don't think.
You try to do it and shake yourself off like you meant to, but people find it figured out.
What I try to do is lay there long enough so they don't think it's funny.
Well, I did snow angels on the ground, so they think that's what I was doing.
All right. So we have pump in the well.
What kind of pump is it,
It's a
Darren?
cherry bomb pump.
All right.
And we have all our stuff. So now I think I need to put in the tops, which I put over here. We're not going to glue the top of it. We're going to put them in just friction.
Are you saying you
Connecting.
like water spraying on you? Or
Well, and the reason why we're doing that way is we're hoping to get deeper than this. So we're hoping to put a coupler on these pipes and do another, maybe at least 20 feet. So we'll have to take these off each time. I don't think we'll have a pressure issue. So we're going to just try to do this.
All right. Do we need a ladder?
Air. Well, we do, but we do have the handy dandy.
How hard is it to get those fittings out of the bottom of the well all in?
Pretty bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty bad. All right, we do have a
Could
ladder.
send one of the chickens down to get it, I guess.
Just, they don't volunteer real fast.
Chickens, would you volunteer to fly down there and get that thing if we drop it? And why is that? What kind of, is that
All right.
air or
This
water?
is a garden hose, so obviously it's water this time. we use air and water with a water hose. Reason why is, well, you always buy a garden hose. It's hard to, not always air fittings and all that other stuff. And really, we don't want to restrict the volume. We don't have a lot of pressure. We have volume.
Does the Home Depot kind of look at you strange when you say you need a garden hose for air?
Home Depot looks at us strange all the time anyway.
That is true. That is true.
All right, let me think of the
When they
easiest
tell
way
them
to
what we're
do
gonna use
this.
the part for,
They say, please don't tell us.
they shake their head a lot.
No, we'd rather not know for legality reasons, they always say.
That was never meant to do that, or something like that. Is that
Are
so
you
you can roll
crazy?
in the hole when you get up on it, or
Yeah, that's probably what's
if
going
you
to
had
happen.
a little maybe dot of a clump of dirt or something, maybe?
Maybe I just bite the bullet and move this over.
This is called bullet biting, folks.
Well, I was being lazy.
You're going to need it later anyway.
I'll need it later.
It's
Anyway.
100 feet deep. You'll be really tall up there.
And of course,
Always
it
like
gets
to juggle.
windy once you get up somewhere. All right.
Have you ever seen a person fall in a well, folks? I mean,
Can you see if I climb up a high dive and then fall down a well? It's
how did he drown? Well, there was 4 inches of water.
head first in a well. All right.
You know, the emergency room has heard stranger stories, I think, from you.
Oh, I got that punch card. I get free surgery next time. You want to hand me that green hose, Pop?
Well, it's a lot of work, but
I know. Work you to death.
Just one time, but I'm going to not do you any more favors now.
All right.
What that is, folks, is a valve for the,
This one's air.
that's the air hose.
All right. Now I'm going to build the. Now we're going to build the wastewater dump.
I'm going to need to tighten that a little bit in this wind, do you think?
Oh. Yeah, but I figure we might as well wait till all this is done.
May have to use a 90 on that. Maybe not. A little short ladder would be handy, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
You know, move that out a little bit, and that'll be lower down to the ground.
Yeah. Well, I figured it also kind of keep the pipes from moving if we kind of. I'm gonna have to move that over. I don't know why I'm fighting it. Because once I do it, it'll be done for a good 10
This
feet.
is called bullet biting, folks. He likes the taste of lead, you know.
I guess. I just keep thinking, well, I can just do it real quick. It won't take a second. I'll just climb up there and if I spend the time and have the stuff right next to me.
Folks, this is just to hold it straight. We're just going to put it on there loosely just so the wind doesn't blow it around. Put it tight together, you can't get. I have all the right sizes bits, but he's only got a few that fit those particular ones. Chickens seem to be looking over your PVC pipe collection.
Well, they're just nosy. They really are.
Folks, we never tried this cherry bomb
Pump, yeah.
pump, so this will be our first experiment. First, we have to know if it'll work. He's putting pipe together and here's Darren coming back, turning on his water. It's so convenient, turn on and off. It's only, what, 500 feet or so? But look at the exercise he gets to do.
Me forgetting stuff's probably half my exercise. All right. Let's go ahead and turn on the water and the air. I may have to ump the air. All right. Now I turn on the water.
Got the air on?
Now I have the air on.
Folks, the pump may not be completely underwater, so it'll have to fill up a little bit. And then it should start working. That's the next thing, and see if it works.
So it may take a couple minutes for the water to come up enough to give it pressure so it can make that explosion we've been talking about. Let me go ahead and give it a little bit of slack. Not a whole bunch. I'm okay with that. I want to see if it works.
There we go. That's mud, folks. That's muddy water.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another 45 to it and see if I can just kind of kick it towards the pond.
Okay, so we know that part's going to work, folks. We'll put a 45 on.
You know, a lot of our projects don't turn out exactly the way we planned them. But if you just keep trying, you may find a way to make it work.